Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to Real Reds Talk. This is your breaking news show, and the reason why it's pre-recorded is because for some reason Virgin decided today is your modem is not going to work, and you will not be able to go live at the time that you told everybody else that you was going live. So unfortunately, for them circumstances alone, I've had to do a pre-record, but it is what it is. I had to make sure content's going out regardless, whatever it is, because we've got a lot of things to discuss. Obviously, there's been a lot of reaction from the Jadon Sancho thing coming out last night from both sides, from Erik ten Hag, Jadon Sancho himself, and then many others kind of having the thoughts and feelings on that. So I definitely want to discuss that. There was a clip last night of someone trying to headbutt Roy Keane and Mika Richards, he's pinning him up against the wall. Thought that was interesting. Greenwood article. The Athletic have released an article on his move to Getafe and a few interesting insights there, plus his shirt number, etc. I'll talk about that. And then the VAR decisions last night is another huge talking point. So, yeah, let's just dive into it together. Welcome to Manchester United, the absolute roller coaster that make sure you hit every single emotion until you cannot physically take any more. And the reason why I've titled it Sancho Drama, or Sancho Soap Opera, is because it feels like a soap opera at the minute. It really, really does. But let's dive into it. What's been said, and then we'll get the reaction after it, and then make sure you get your comments in as well and leave a like on the video for us if you can. So yesterday when the squad got announced, there was a few concerns as to why Jadon Sancho and McTominay wasn't in the squad. Most assumed they was injured or had an illness, because I know Jadon Sancho's been out ill quite a few times from what I can recollect. Because I remember saying, is his like immune system fucked, or I don't understand what it is. So yeah, we kind of presumed he was either ill or injuries like you usually would, right? In the aftermath of the game, after we got beat by Arsenal last night, ten Hag was speaking after it, and he said, on his performance in training, we didn't select him. You have to reach the level every day at Manchester United. You can make choices in the front line. So in this game, he wasn't selected, which is pretty strong words to kind of air your dirty laundry, if you will, like Rio said about Ralph Rangnick. But look, some people would disagree with putting this public. Some people would say it needed to be said. But regardless of your outlook on this, when a manager comes out with something like that, there's always going to be a reaction from social media in particular. And then Jadon Sancho kind of took it that one extra step and said, hold that coffee, mate. And then put a statement out himself on social media saying, please don't believe everything you read. I will not allow people saying things that is completely untrue. I have conducted myself in training very well this week. I believe there are other reasons for this matter that I won't go into. I think that's interesting. I've been a scapegoat for a long time, which isn't fair. All I want to do is play football with a smile on my face and contribute to my team. I respect all decisions that are made by the coaching staff. I play with fantastic players, and I'm grateful to do so, which I know every week is a challenge. I will continue to fight for this badge no matter what. So obviously something's going on behind closed doors between staff and Erik ten Hag, which that hasn't been aired yet. I'm sure, knowing what Manchester United is like, we are a leaky club, so something will come out of this, I can absolutely guarantee you. But we've said for a long time now, and we said kind of on the big season preview, that this is Jadon Sancho's last chance now. And that window to be a first-team regular for Manchester United is getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. You've got Rashford and Garnacho on that left-hand side who, talented as fuck, got that left-hand side on lockdown. I don't think they're going to be removed anytime soon. They're both great age profiles. And then Antony on the right-hand side, he's always going to play him. He's his guy. He gives him what he wants. When Antony isn't the team, you do notice a slight drop-off. I've always preferred Sancho on the right. I thought he could at least compete with Antony and get a chance given the pre-season that Jadon Sancho had. And maybe he thought the same. Maybe that's why he's kind of enraged about this, because he's like, I've been performing well. I don't know why I've not got my opportunity. But if you're not doing the right things in training, then you're not going to get selected regardless of how you're performing. There's certain standards that Erik ten Hag is setting, and he's set this with players before. This Ronaldo situation, saying you're not contributing to the team, then you're not going to play. De Gea, Maguire, same thing. Like, there was, well, saying that, he played Maguire, De Gea regardless, just because of the goalkeeping situation. But he has set standards, He had disciplinary with Marcus Rashford when he was late, and dropped him for the Wolves game, even though he was our top scorer, or only scorer at that point. Alejandro Garnacho had disciplinary issues in the summer, and he addressed that. So it's not like he's just favouriting one person. This discipline standard is set for absolutely everyone. And don't forget, 2 years ago, 2021, I think Gareth Southgate said it wasn't due to lack of playing time, it was more down to training form rather than club form. That was from Gareth Southgate. I remember Ornstein releasing an exclusive on Jadon Sancho at Dortmund when he was saying he felt humiliated, scapegoated, and unprotected. So similar comments there as well. And Erik ten Hag has just said a similar thing as well. So I'm sorry, but I tend to believe the manager on this one. People are backing Sancho, and that's fine. I want to back him as a player, but like I said, something has clearly gone wrong between them. Now they need to sort this behind closed doors and don't let the media jump on it, because the last thing we need at the moment right now, especially after that result last night, is a distraction. We have been Distractions FC for as long as I can remember. If you think about the players that have come and gone, the dramas that we've had with the Glazers, Ronaldo, Pogba, Greenwood, Maguire, De Gea, Mourinho, Ragnick, the list is endless. Mourinho and Shaw, sorry. The list is absolutely endless, and we constantly have something. We are Coronation Street at this point. My mate said it absolutely bang on. Shout out to Tommy. We are Coronation Street, 100%. It's another public, embarrassing incident with lack of leadership from the top. Just wake up and smell the fucking coffee, people, because this stems from the very, very top. The reasons why all these issues happen is because people are going to go, you're blaming the Glazers for this. Yes, because he doesn't let players go. He doesn't let the manager have full control, get rid of players that he wants to. Bring in players that he wants. How do we know for sure that he didn't want to sell Sancho? How do we know Sancho didn't want to move on? He wanted to move Maguire on. He wanted to move more players on. Probably would have moved Martial if you asked him and brought in another player. Like, he's not been fully backed in that sense with outgoings and stuff. So, like I said, wake up and smell the coffee. This is a cycle. This is a Manchester United cycle that happens every single year. A manager does well first year, completely drops off. The club backs the players. Happened with Pogba. Club back the players. Oh no, it's not the player. The manager's struggling. Blah blah blah. Bullshit. Absolute bullshit. I really hope it does work out for Jadon Sancho, because I believe there's a talent there, but maybe he does need a new environment. Maybe he does need a new system where he can flourish. But coming out like this with statements like that on social media isn't the right way to go about it. It never ends good. And maybe Ten Hag put that out there last night in the media to get a reaction from him. I don't think Jadon Sancho is the kind of personality to deal with that, to react in that sense. I think he needs loving, he needs quality around him. But yeah, you can't keep making excuses for him. You really, really can't. And I know some United fans are losing the rag with him a little bit. People commenting online about like the training videos where he's not even doing it. He's doing like half a press up. Bruno's like fully going for it, and he's like doing them little tiny ones. So is it a work rate issue? Is it he's not applying himself fully? Is it one of those where if he did apply himself fully, he would be right at the top? I don't know. I really, really don't know what it is. So it's worrying times for Jadon Sancho at Manchester United, but let's see how that story develops, and we'll be right on it. So make sure you turn on that notification bell, leave a like on the video, and subscribe to the channel. I want to discuss the other video that was surfacing on social media last night. Again, more drama, more issues, but this was more on Arsenal than it was us, really. So a member of the public, and this is coming from Adam Crafton, but obviously we saw the video as well. A member of the public allegedly aimed a headbutt at Roy Keane yesterday. A witness said Keane was startled, but did not react aggressively. And I would say he did not react aggressively because Mika Richards, like a bodyguard, had him pinned up against the wall. And the guy was like, I'm sorry, I'm really, really sorry, I'm sorry. Couldn't really do anything. So I don't know why that's happened. I had a theory that someone had let Ty Wilde, like, open the Pokeball. And Ty had jumped out of it and said, you scumbag, you scumbag. Got into the media section and started trying to become a cult hero, headbutting Roy Keane. But that's just a theory on my side. Conspiracies FC. But in all seriousness, it's stupid as fuck, innit, from the Arsenal fan. Probably had way too much to drink. One of the lads saw Roy Keane and was like, this is my moment to shine, I'm going to get it. And then he ends up getting pinned up against the wall against Big Mika. So, didn't really work out there for you, did it, lad? Fortunately, to be fair. I had an article, again, from The Athletic, released on Mason Greenwood, which I want to discuss. So, apparently Manchester United insist they stand by their previous messaging that the club do not expect Mason Greenwood to represent the club again. They have the option to extend his 2025 contract by a further year should they wish to protect a resale value. Getafe spokesperson on Greenwood said, we do not want to enter the investigation. This guy has been declared innocent, judged. He is innocent like you or me. I'm not entirely sure about that. The moment we see that he is innocent, we have no more to say. Mason Greenwood's loan deal also includes a break clause that could be triggered in January should the parties be unhappy with how the move has developed. I think that's similar to Reguilon, but obviously different terms. One Spanish club's sporting director said he had been approached by 20 agents claiming they could pull off a deal for Mason Greenwood, but it was unclear which agents were genuine. So, look, my theory has always been the same on this. I don't want to spend too long on Mason Greenwood because we've spoken about him so much. I think United will take him back after a year. If he starts bagging, scoring against Real Madrid, scoring against Barcelona, looks like the player of old, they'll consider bringing him back, 100%. I guarantee it. Obviously, depending on what happens in the ownership situation, they might just cut the losses and say, like, it's not worth bringing back. But if the Glazers are still in charge next year, would it surprise me? They'll probably announce it like a new signing, like a summer signing. Saying he's here, the new number 9, Martial's gone, we've got Mason Greenwood from Getafe. And everyone's like, hold on a minute, isn't that guy who... Yeah. All right. Okay. It's Manchester United at this point. It's... Yeah, nothing surprising with him nowadays. But I think he's going to go on loan to Getafe. I think he'll rebuild his career there. I'm hoping United decide to sell him abroad and then we can just forget about this whole thing and move on from it because, quite frankly, I'm sick of talking of it. So let's just move on to the last topic. Quite a quick, fast-paced news show today because obviously it's a pre-record. I mentioned at the start the absolute messing about I've had to do with me modem, which is not working for whatever reason. So we had to put something out, of course, and there's more stuff coming out today as well, content-wise, so keep an eye out for that. But I actually am at Talk of the Devils tonight, live in Manchester, so I think that's going to be interesting to listen to them discuss that. And hopefully I get a little word with Laurie, because we've had him on the channel, haven't we? So that'll be interesting. But the game from yesterday, 3 incidents, right? I want your opinions on this, so make sure you get in the comment section. Saka red card, Højlund penalty, Garnacho offside. How many of them were wrong? How many of them were right? Let's go through it individually together. So, the Saka red card, in one light, I look at it like, if that was Casemiro, he's getting sent off. Similar thing happened, I don't know if it weren't Crystal Palace, it was another game where he got sent off, where he went over the top of the ball. Was it Southampton? I feel like it was Southampton. And he got sent off. So, when you look at it like that, you're like, well, if that's the same reffing standards, Saka should be sent off. But also, as well, there was a situation where Lindelof, where Nketiah, he kind of left the ball, didn't he? He thought it was going out. Nketiah thought, nope, I'm on this. Pounced on it. And then he thought, shit, I've got to get back here. Went to slide in and basically kicked him in the face with his studs and only got a yellow card. Which, that could have been a red card as well. So it kind of balances it out there. You're like, right, okay. The Højlund penalty is an interesting one because when I first initially saw that from the angle, I was like, no, it's just a tussle, show of strength, he's done him. Then on the replay, when you see it from the different angle, he's got a hold of him, like hugging him and dragging him down to the ground a little bit. So, is that a penalty? If that happens anywhere else on the pitch, they're definitely giving a free kick for it. So why isn't it a penalty? There's definitely a question there. The Garnacho offside, I am still torn about because the way they're drawing the line from like Garnacho's armpit there, and then I think it's on, is it Saliba or Gabriel? I think it's Gabriel in it, on it from his shoulder. So from armpit down there to shoulder down there, it's the same kind of thing, and he's slightly off. I think it was offside. That's just my personal opinion. I said it at the time on the review. Sam was adamant that it wasn't, and other people are adamant that it wasn't. Look, obviously I would rather have scored that goal, gone on to win the game, go into the international break with a win. That didn't happen. I think the offside call was right. I'm just being honest. I'm not trying not to be biased, and I've read tinted things on this, but the Saka red card was questionable. The Højlund penalty, I think, was a penalty, and then Garnacho offside is an interesting one, but I think they got that call right. Just my personal opinion, but let me know what you guys think, because I think it's very, very interesting, and there's lots of debates going on at the moment. Like I said before, this isn't the only content that's going out today. I'm going to do the Manchester United versus Arsenal pros and cons. That was 5 lessons, win or lose, but I've switched it up. So pros and cons from that game. I'm going to dive right into that. So that will be another kind of pre-recorded video that will be going out later today, I believe. So yeah, 2 videos for today. I hope you've enjoyed this one. Make sure you leave a like on the video for us. Subscribe to the channel. And as always, you bunch of legends, have a lovely week. And I'll see you on a live shortly if I can sort this fucking internet out. Let's see. Peace.